This episode of Hobie is sponsored by Ho Jeff. Save 25% with promo code HobiePod.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
It's about comic books, movies, growing up with Rokusuki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering Tales from the Crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote good
All right
scripts.
here is no mystery, 'cause it's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas.
Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode 517.
Woo, we're at 517.
We are at 517.
Wait, this doesn't sound normal. Who's speaking now?
This is Jeff.
Ooh, this is Jim.
This is Brian.
This is Scab Jason.
And, yep, Jason couldn't make it this week.
I think he quit.
Finally.
I don't think he'll ever quit.
Have we made fun of him enough? Has he had enough?
Oh, we haven't scratched the surface yet, have we?
It doesn't feel like it from my standpoint, but I don't know.
Jason had to be out of town for work this week. And I say, get rid of that job.
Yeah, quit. If it interferes with the podcast, you got to get rid of it.
Now
Said-
I know why
said
Jeff's
Jim.
wearing a cowboy hat.
Now you know? That would
Yeah.
be Scab Jeff.
Because Jason's in Texas.
He's in Houston.
Is he really in Texas?
Yes. San Antonio.
And I'm Scab Jason.
Scab
And you're-
Jason with a
you're
cowboy hat.
Scab Jason for the night, so yes.
I have been to Texas.
I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't want to spend any money there, of course. So we got to the border sign, and I stepped over, and I got a picture of me taken right over the edge of the border sign, and then my wife went and did the same thing, and then we left.
So you've been in, meaning you crossed the border and stood there.
We went there with the purpose of seeing the border sign, so it counts as being in Texas. But we didn't spend any money there, so they don't get any money from me.
Were you able to confirm or deny that everything actually is bigger in Texas?
I did just grow a cowboy hat. It just happens when you go into Texas.
But you didn't get the hat in Texas, did you?
It just grew on my head.
Just grew on your head?
He
in
walked
Texas?
into Texas and a cowboy hat grew on his head.
That's what happens. If anybody can disprove that, well, we'll see what happens when Jason comes back.
If he has a cowboy hat on his head?
Exactly.
I'm going to punch him.
What if, maybe
He's going to do that anyway.
let's say he's flying into Texas, so maybe when you cross the border in the air, it won't work.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when he gets back.
I don't know how it works.
Okay. Well, since you saw the welcome sign or whatever, was that bigger in Texas than other states?
It might have been. I cannot prove nor disprove that theory, but it was a pretty big. It was at least 3 times as tall as I was.
So you got a picture. Did you get a picture by the sign?
I did. I was standing under it.
Did you get a picture by any other sign? Then you can prove or disprove it.
I did not, because I actually did things in the other. Like, I went to Oklahoma and I saw the roadside table. Like, there were probably 20 signs that advertised when you got to Oklahoma that you're approaching a roadside table. And we got there, and it was like a picnic table, and sure enough, it was a roadside table.
Was it as exciting as it sounds?
Oh, it is absolutely it's the greatest thing I've ever seen in Oklahoma, without a doubt.
Well, since we had story time with Blake when we went to Alaska, where else did you visit on your most recent vacation?
I don't know if you guys knew, but I just recently went to Maine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about that.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew, or in case somebody missed an episode or two.
I went there on my honeymoon.
Really?
I did.
Yeah.
I gambled in Bangor.
That's the one. Like, we didn't go there. We just went straight up to Bar Harbor and stayed there.
No, wait a minute. I think, haven't you guys both been to Salem in the past year?
I went there on my honeymoon.
Oh, you haven't been there recently? Never mind then.
No.
Take that
it was just in October when I was there.
I don't remember when I got married. Was that like 6 years ago? 7?
2, 3.
That makes more sense.
You guys either you guys in Salem, did they burn any witches when you were there?
Several.
Okay.
They didn't burn any witches. They burned people, but they weren't witches.
They were proven to be witches. They had trials.
Unless you're not an American.
Well, one, they didn't even
According to
burn.
the American justice system, they were witches.
Good enough for me.
Well, I thought they were proven not to be witches because if they died then during the trial, then they weren't witches. But if they survived, they were witches.
That's Monty Python.
No, that wasn't Monty Python at all. And
If they float.
they did,
She turned me into a newt. I got better.
but I don't think they burned any witches anyway. That isn't how they killed them.
No, they hung them. And one they crushed with rocks.
They pressed to
Yeah,
death.
that was a very uplifting story that was told to us while we were taking in the scenery.
I think
that's the exact opposite of uplifting.
Hey, yeah, you see that those rocks over there?
Yeah, we just stacked like 11 of those on this guy, and then he died. He couldn't take it anymore. Oh, what'd he do? He was hanging out with witches.
It did seem like he was a very old man, like early 30s.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
I mean, if you live that long, you have to be witchcraft involved, right?
Exactly. Long beard, long gray hair. Not old enough to lose their hair.
Ah, okay. Said the bald guy. But you were losing your hair in college, so I hear the story.
I may have been losing my hair in grade school. I just wasn't willing to admit it because I was one of those guys, well, I can still see the hair. Yeah, I can see my scalp, but... But yeah,
I just wore a hat.
Yep.
I did that in college, but then I kind of thought, wait, is it the hat that's making me lose my hair faster or something along those lines?
It's
That's
not.
why Jeff's wearing a hat. He's got his hat on now.
No, it just grew there when I went to Texas.
I think you just started watching Yellowstone.
I watched the first 2 seasons, and then it wasn't available on Paramount Plus all of a sudden, and then I got away from it, and now I forgot what happened in the first 2 seasons, so I'll have to rewatch the first 2 seasons before I get into it, and I liked the first 2 seasons, so...
Well, you can watch it on CBS because they have what they call a Yellowstone event.
Yeah, every Sunday evening after the football game, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, since the strikes, they have nothing else to show, so they're showing old programming and calling it an event.
Well, I appreciate what was it, NBC with Ghosts? They're doing the English version, UK version of Ghosts.
Yes.
And then is NCIS Sydney,
Wasn't that the original
Yes.
version?
is NCIS Sydney actually filmed in Australia?
I'm assuming it has to be if they're new episodes, unless they had them ready to go a year ago and held off.
Yeah. I guess they figured a way around the actor strike by let's just film in Australia.
I'm
And
wondering,
the commercials, they had it upside down, so it has to be filmed in Australia, right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's considered an Australian production and if they're showing it on Australian television and we're just importing it from them in the States.
No idea.
Would that matter with the strike? Like, could
Probably.
the Harmon guy? He's probably not in that, is he?
No. Nobody with a SAG card's probably in it.
Oh, the Harmon. Mark Harmon. Okay. You said the Harmon guy, and the first Harmon I thought of was Dan Harmon, the creator of Community. And I'm like, I don't know what he has to do with. Oh, Mark Harmon. He's not even in NCIS anymore.
Is NCIS still on?
It is.
Really?
It has Gary Cole.
Gary Coleman?
Like the
Sorry, my earphones cut out. I thought you said Gary Coleman.
No, just Gary Cole.
Is he still alive?
Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman is not. No, Gary Cole is.
Yeah, Lumberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you get me the TPS reports?
And it has Wilmer.
Is he the new Mark Harmon?
Yes.
It has Wilmer Valderrama.
Oh, no.
But he's not playing Fez.
Oh, well, it's good to see him not be typecast.
Unfortunately, Ducky passed away a few weeks ago.
David McCullough.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Did we do our breath of silence for him?
Well, if not, we can do one now.
I didn't hear that until just now, so that's...
Okay, so let's do our breath of silence for David McCullough. Okay. Anything else in NCIS lore we need to get out of?
I probably haven't seen an episode for 10 years.
I was going to say that's more than probably I've ever watched of NCIS, what we've talked about.
I mean,
The longest running character on there, I believe, is Jimmy, the new medical examiner. And then Rocky Carroll, I think, might be second.
oh, McGee.
Oh, you're right, McGee. He is the first one.
McGee would be
Yeah.
the oldest, I think.
Because
He was one of the originals. He
his
was
dad's the
there
producer.
10 years ago.
Or not his dad, his
Stepdad.
Stepdad's the producer.
Yeah, stepdad's.
Job security.
But he wasn't
Nice.
one of the. He came in the middle of the first season, so I wouldn't call him an original. But
I how many seasons has it been so far? I would call that's
we're
close
around
enough.
20 now or something. But nobody who was on the pilot is still on.
Anybody watch anything this week?
I've watched a lot of garbage reality shows, but I think I'll wait to talk about those when Jason's here because it'll annoy the hell out of him.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We can talk about the winner of Big Brother. We can talk about the new season or the winner of the season, the winner of the challenge, and then the new season of the challenge, and then we have some Survivor and Amazing Race talk. I'm all set. I'll do that next week though. I'll write down notes.
All right.
Yeah, I'd hang on to that for next week.
Should we get a story time with Jim song going?
I just want to see how long it goes until Jason gets so annoyed he just cuts me off.
Well, let's see if Jason actually listens to this episode.
Ooh,
Yeah,
so we
do that.
could place bets and
I like it.
so you think you could go 2 minutes without him cutting you off? Because that's a long time on podcast.
I think
Is that the over under, or should we adjust the over under?
I'll say 90 seconds.
I think I can get over 2 minutes.
I would say as long as Jason's not purposely, cooking it because he listens to this and knows to do so, I would say he can get over because Lord knows we've let Blake talk for much longer.
So he said under, and anybody who's going to be on it is probably not going to listen to this, right?
Do you think
So-
Blake ever notices that all of us are on our phones when he's talking?
I don't think he noticed if we walked out of the room.
Okay. I was thinking about that a while back, and I was like, I feel bad sometimes, but I just don't know what he's talking about. Like, I have no idea, what realm of the wheel in the world of upside down stuff he's talking about.
I just remember the time when, for whatever reason, Jason had to go somewhere, so he made you get up and move. You two both left the room, and it was just me and Blake.
Oh yeah.
I was expecting you to come back, but you're like, nope.
I mean, it was a good time to take in the green room.
So I had to try and pay attention to what Blake was saying.
So we make the over under 2 minutes, and I'll choose one or the other, and I get an automatic floppy vote for something if I get it right.
Whoa!
Just a vote, not a floppy, just a vote
A vote.
on something that you guys choose.
Oh, so you get to vote for? Well,
No, I get a vote for me.
He personally gets a vote.
In one of the numerous categories
that
he'll
you
be
guys
nominated
choose if I get it right.
I'm good with that.
yeah. We'll give you one automatic Scab Jeff vote to a
Selected floppy category.
I'll go over. I think you can make it 2 minutes.
I think you can too.
I'm gonna say under only because he's gonna have almost 2 weeks of Jason stuff to throw out at us.
It depends how he starts. If he starts talking about all his stuff at the beginning, then maybe then he'll be so annoyed because we can't go over an hour and 8 minutes.
Once his
even
phone
though
beeps, you can't get another story in.
Yeah. So you got to get it in before 9:29.
he might talk for 40 minutes about,
Might.
and then it could be a challenge.
You have to
So
start.
I admit it's a challenge, but
So we've got
I'm
2
going over.
overs and an under. All right.
And it all depends on if he's going to ask, so what'd you watch? Sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't.
Am I if he doesn't? Can I bring that up? Like, hey,
certainly.
like I watched this. What, like, has anybody else? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys can feed it into me if you want to, and then I will just go.
I mean,
Okay.
this week I watched episode 2 of Loki.
Ooh.
Apparently they have shown the last episode, and there's apparently some very important thing happened that I'm trying to avoid spoilers on.
Is this only the second season of Loki?
This is the second season of Loki.
Okay. I like the first season.
Well, we watched the Marvels.
Oh yes.
We did.
The one of the worst openings for a Marvel movie ever.
The worst.
Is it
Yep.
now? Yeah. Okay.
Officially the worst opening of a Marvel movie.
I thought it was a fun movie.
I enjoyed it.
Well, the first one was bad, I thought, right? The Miss Marvel?
Captain
No.
Marvel.
Or Captain Marvel, yeah.
Well, it was bad if you are one of those internet trolls that doesn't like women movies.
I mean, look at that hat, man.
Yeah, I am. It is infecting my brain, but I don't think it was as good as most of the Marvel movies. Like, probably better than a lot of the Thor movies.
I mean, it's an opinion, but it did well at the box office, and a lot of people did like it. Mainly because they liked the girl power message.
Girl power. There's lots of girl power message in this one because they teamed up.
Yes.
I didn't like that in
Barbie.
No, in the Endgame. The Endgame, I thought that was forced in that final battle.
It was forced in the end.
Endgame it was, but this was cut.
This is these three characters are coming together
And in the first Miss Marvel, it didn't seem like a girl power type of thing. It just happened to be she was a superhero and she was a girl, but not because she was a girl that should have any further significance.
I agree with you, but apparently a lot of the people that got online to complain about it hated the fact that
Come on, she's a girl. She can't be like the strongest superhero in the world out there.
there was probably a minority, but very vocal anti this, and a lot of it seemed to be because it was a female lead.
Probably most of them from Texas
I can't swear to that.
or Alabama.
Oh,
We don't like Alabama here, right?
yeah, they're the ones that we've been shunned from Alabama. So if you're going to make fun of a state, I guess Alabama's the one to do it in.
Roll Tide. We're back.
Brian keeps trying to get us back to Alabama, and Jason keeps getting us kicked out.
Just like how I keep trying to get Tara Reid on the show, and Jason keeps
Insulting
fucking that
her.
up.
Yep, kind of like that.
She was going to come tonight, but I couldn't guarantee that
She thought
Jason
Jason
wouldn't be
still
here.
might show up.
Yeah.
I could have given you that guarantee.
I don't want to ruin my relationship with Tara Reid.
Yeah, Jason would have that effect. He would ruin that for you.
Jason is the ruiner of relationships.
Think we got the name of the show.
Well, write it down because I'll forget it. Anybody read any good news stories to talk about?
I did not, that I know of.
I know Jeff will appreciate this one. Jeff now will. This is, if it comes up, the top 10 albums from the 1990s.
Ooh, I will appreciate that. Let's
Let's see if we can guess.
let's see how many I'll agree with.
Well, let's try to guess them first.
I'll assume Nevermind made their list.
That is number 2.
What's the 10?
10. I would think 10 is on the list.
I did not see it on here.
Ooh.
Can we ask who?
Yes, it's
published-
number 6. Number
who
6.
published the list?
Loudwire.
Okay.
Number 6 was 10.
They should have put 10 at number 10 because it just is easier. But no.
So it was Loudwire that did it? Oh, then okay.
Is Jagged Little Pill on the list?
It is not.
Ooh, wow. That surprises me. It's because the song Ironic is a terrible song. Album of great music and that dumpster fire of a song.
Is Hybrid Theory on there?
No.
What's the Black Hole Sun?
Soundgarden, Super Unknown?
Super Unknown.
Nope.
Was it on Super Unknown? Now I'm trying to remember. Or
Any Soundgarden.
No
okay,
Soundgarden.
yeah, I'll stop trying to think of Soundgarden.
Number 10, we have an album from 1992,
Alice in Chains.
Automatic for the People.
R.E.M.
By R.E.M.
Wow. That's
Blake's
solid.
favorite band.
It's their 8th studio album, was a stylistic departure from their previous work. While they initially planned on creating a rock and roll record, Automatic for People ended up more like a ballad-like, focusing on more melancholy themes of loss. The album was certified 6 times platinum in the UK and 4 times platinum in the US.
Spice Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
Number 9.
Throwing Copper.
No, that's not on here either.
Oh, well, this list is terrible. Throwing Copper didn't
Something
make it.
from Metallica is on that list.
That would be Metallica or the Black Album.
Yeah.
It's the number 2 album from the year 1993, In Utero.
Ah, yes.
Oh, they put 2 Nirvana on.
2 Nirvana on
And 2 and 3?
there. No, 9.
No, it's number 9, but it was
Oh.
the second most popular album from 1993.
I see.
I assumed lists like this would only go 1 per band, so that was a false assumption that
Yes,
I made.
you're not going to be happy.
Is Bleach on here?
No.
Okay.
Well, what's the other Alanis Morissette?
Oh, there isn't another one worth mentioning.
Number 8 is the number one album from 1993, Siamese Dream by the Smashing Pumpkins.
I probably would have got. Is that the one with Tonight?
No, this
that's
one-
the one with Disarm.
Yeah.
Oh, Disarm is the
1979.
better song.
Yeah, it's the better album.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it is the better album.
No, I Smashing Pumpkins don't do anything for me.
I enjoyed that album. This one we have number 7 is the number 2 ranked album in 1995. What's the
Forrest Gump's
story?
soundtrack.
Morning Glory, Oasis.
Oh, no. Boo.
Is this a British magazine or
It's
publication?
Loudwire. It does both. Number 6 was Pearl Jam 10, which was the number 3 album in 1991. Yeah, this has got to be kind of British, because then you go to number 5,
If there's any Morrissey on this list, I'm burning the studio.
Loveless by My Bloody Valentine.
I don't even know that.
What?
It was the number 2 ranked, it's from Ireland, Irish band.
This is
Number 2
definitely-
ranked 1991.
This is definitely a UK publication then.
Number 4, The number one album from 1995, The Bends by Radiohead.
That's not their best album from the 90s.
Well, none of their albums is their best album because they all suck.
Kid A is spectacular. That was 90s, right?
I don't know the years that he came out.
Then number 3, I've never heard of this one.
Oh,
From 1998,
Great.
it's In the Aeroplane Over the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel.
what?
Well, I've heard of Neutral Milk Hotel.
They're a U.S. band.
Yeah.
They are April Ludgate's favorite band, even more than Mouse Rat, we found out.
Loudwire.
But I couldn't tell you a single song, or I don't think I've
No.
ever heard a song by Neutral Milk Hotel.
No.
Number 2 was Nevermind by Nirvana, the number one album from 1991.
And now we're going to get your Radiohead at number 1.
Number 1, OK Computer by Radiohead, the number one album in 1997.
That's okay.
You pulled this list out just to piss me off.
Yes, I did.
For those who don't know, Radiohead is the most overrated band in the history of music.
Like
Well, they are
Radiohead.
really, really bad, and a lot of people say they're really, really good. I mean, it's as good as a lot of people say they are. That's how bad they really are.
I think the opposite is true.
You're wrong.
I feel my argument's better that the opposite is true because I use a bigger word that has more P's in it.
So peas is what helps an argument.
Possibly.
Probably, possibly.
I got an article here that'll piss Brian off just from me reading the title.
Ooh,
Fantastic.
Let's hear it.
It's under celebrities on the news wire, on the news app.
Okay.
And it's, her behavior has been disgraceful. Ben Shapiro destroys colleague Candace Owens for ridiculous Israel rhetoric.
Oh, those two cunts.
Down the hall.
I thought it was a list of boxing movies better than Rocky.
That would have pissed me off. But that's
Well, that would be Creed and Creed 2.
$1 Million Baby.
none of those are better than Rocky.
Raging Bull.
Oh,
That's-
Raging Bull
that's a-
and
Is On the Waterfront considered a boxing movie?
Cinderella Man.
Cinderella
Oh,
Man.
that's so much better than Rocky.
On the waterfront, I'll give you.
Someone's going to go full Rocky and start punching us.
I mean, that's just a great segue into some of the things that I watched this week. I watched the new Netflix documentary Sly about Sylvester.
How does that tie into Rocky?
So he created
Oh.
and starred as Rocky Balboa.
I missed that.
Yeah.
In my screenwriting class, he did say that Rocky was the greatest screenplay ever written. My professor, with a PhD, said that Rocky was the best screenplay ever written.
And since
I'm not making that up.
PhD begins with P, it's a good argument.
Exactly. It doesn't have a double P, which is better, but
What else did you watch?
Let's see. What else did I watch? I finished watching the second season of Bosch Legacy
Okay.
on Amazon.
I still have to see any season of Bosch in
I
any form.
highly recommend it. If you like the series, it's one of my favorites. And then I watched.
I was about to ask, is it like Rocky?
It is not.
Okay.
Only, let's see. The only real similarities that I can come up with between the two is,
They star white men.
besides that, Bosch takes place in Los Angeles. Rocky's last name comes from Balboa Boulevard in Hollywood.
Oh.
So,
Okay. And I'm assuming Balboa Boulevard is named after the explorer and conquistador of the same name.
I'm going to agree with you because I don't know any different.
Excellent.
So I'll say yes, that's correct. And
See,
then
that's how you do it, Jeff. You just say, yes, that's correct. You don't say, I think the opposite is true.
I think Idiotech is one of my favorite songs of all time. It would be in my top 5 songs of all time, which is a Radiohead song.
It might be in my top 5 most overrated songs of all.
Because you have 4 Radiohead songs ahead of it.
Yep.
Man, Jeff really
Each
does-
one they whine just a little bit different than the one before.
What, do they whine more than Billy Corgan?
No, I guess they don't whine more than Billy Corgan, but the more Billy Corgan sings, the whinier he gets. That's why his early stuff isn't terrible. But when he gets to 1979, he's at full whine.
Bass Reeves was the other thing that I watched on
okay.
Paramount.
Is it good?
Oh man, it is very well done to
That
start.
is on my list to watch.
Is it going to become like a series of the different famous people from the Old West? Like it's like Lawman, Bass Reeves, right?
Yeah,
So is it going to be Lawman, Wyatt Earp, and
I'm not sure. I don't like this series is based on books about Bass Reeves, so I don't know if they're going to like expand it out to that or not. But I think it's an 8-part series. They're calling it a limited series, even though there's like a full season's worth of episodes.
does it feel like a network show, or does it feel like it could be on HBO or something? Like, is there violence and
Oh, yeah.
cussing and
Yeah. Yep.
okay?
I mean, it's Taylor Sheridan, right?
Yep. Taylor Sheridan's
The
the
Yellowstone guy and all the other stuff.
Well, Yellowstone's a network show though. That was on network TV, like
Well, it was
whichever.
on cable TV.
I thought it was on one of the networks,
Is it?
wasn't it?
No,
It is now because they're reshowing it.
It was
but
on
original
Paramount Network.
TNT.
it was on
When it first aired, I thought it was one of the 3 big ones.
it was on like whatever Spike is now.
I
can't
was
think-
going to say the Nashville Network, but that's what it was before Spike.
FX.
I think that's Paramount
No.
Network, isn't it?
It's Paramount. Yeah, I think it's Paramount Network.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I assumed Paramount Network was I forget, CBS and ABC. I always get mixed up.
CBS is Paramount because the place we used to work at was affiliated with Viacom and Paramount and CBS.
But yeah, it does. It's very Taylor Sheridan ish. Great cast. Like I said, 3 episodes in, but Dennis Quaid shows up. Garrett Hedlund shows up. Donald Sutherland shows up. Paula Malcolmson is in an episode. So, but yeah, I'm really like they've already kind of hooked me 3 episodes in. So
Before you said that, I would have given. I hadn't heard that Donald Sutherland had died, but I wasn't sure that he was still alive, so I would have
Yeah.
given 50-50 chance
Nope,
of still being around.
I mean, unless he
By
has-
that you mean his character, not Donald Sutherland himself.
I mean Donald Sutherland himself.
He has not died.
That's what I just learned just today.
unless
which,
it's been post filming the episode for this show.
well, the original Hunger Games trilogy is the last time I remember seeing him.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the prequel for the Hunger Games comes out this week.
Oh, is it this week?
Comes out Friday.
See, since we're doing like wild card this week, I didn't get to see what were the upcoming movies.
Yeah, no, honestly, I just know that because Dr. Dana is very much looking forward to seeing it as she just finished reading the book not too long ago.
She enjoyed the book. I heard. She said
did?
it was just a little long.
Yeah.
So was the book written after the original trilogy?
Yes.
I saw the ad for it, and I don't know if I don't think I'm a big fan of what I think the premise is, which I guess it shows Snow or whatever as, I guess, a young person, and it seems like he seems redeemable as a young person, and I guess it's just his descent into being evil.
Irredeemability.
But I thought, I don't know, in my mind, he just was always.
Yeah.
They're trying to put some sympathy towards him, and I don't want sympathy towards him.
And I think that's what made his character good, was he had no redemption or anything. They were fighting against the the big bad, which was the big bad because there was no backstory or anything. He was just a bad guy.
Now we get the backstory, and
yeah, that could are in the part 2. I don't know if anybody knows the answer to this, but they had people from the previous Hunger Games.
yes,
Was anybody from the original Hunger Games one of those?
no, because it was the 75th Hunger Games, so that person would have
well, but
been at
but if
least
Snow-
85.
But Snow was in the other movies, so he was just an old man. And
He I think this is the 10th Hunger Games that takes place during this prequel.
I thought it was the first. Okay,
No, it's the so they've been going on for like 9 years already.
okay.
And Viola Davis, I guess, plays like the evil person who tries to make Snow evil, is what I get from the ad. Now she's good. I could see her turning anybody evil if that was her plan. She's good.
I agree.
Isn't that what she does in most of the stuff she's in?
No, she's usually sympathetic.
Oh, I just watched Precious again this week, and I still think that Monique in that movie is the best performance by any actor in any movie ever. And that just supported that this time, this watch. It's
So better than Mr. T in Rocky 3?
Better than Mr. T and DC Cab.
maybe not DC Cab, but Rocky 3 was crap.
I see what you guys are trying to do. It's, just, it's not going to work. I'm not going to let it. Jason's not here. All right.
We need somebody to pick on.
What? Where's Tristan? Let's pick on him.
No, you text him or whatever, have him come down, and we'll do that. So I saw Killers of the Flower Moon, and I've seen Oppenheimer, and everybody's saying how great these movies are, and I don't see it. And in fact, I think it's exactly the opposite. I think they're both flaming pieces of crap.
Wow.
Whoa.
And
Put that on the poster.
Scab Jason says they're flaming piles of crap.
and I'm afraid that that's where movies are headed. It's just like they're both just telling the story, and it's telling the story very succinctly, and I guess it's telling it well. But if you say you watch Goodfellas, there's skill that goes into the filmmaking of that. There's those scenes and the way that it attaches to each other. It has something that supersedes just telling the story. This happens, then this happens, and this happens. But both Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon, it just seemed that it was just straight on. Like, I'd be very upset if either of those won Best Director. Killers of the Flower Moon should win the Best Actress from what I've seen so far, because she was spectacular in that movie.
I am almost done reading that book, so I'm excited to see the film.
Well, it's probably exactly like the book. Just this, but it's not a film.
Yeah.
So you're saying there is no artistic input into it?
I feel that The Irishman. I feel The Irishman was very similar with Scorsese.
Mm-hmm.
But every Christopher Nolan film up to this time, he's had skill that went into, like, Dunkirk, where he took these 3 different storylines that took place during different time periods and then put them on top of each other. It was absolute genius. And then this one, he just told a story from beginning to end, and there's nothing genius about it.
But he had them recite Hindu religious writings during a sex scene, so that was something, right?
It could be, but I don't even know what that means.
I don't either, but it's something.
I think he must have been distracted when he got farted on.
Yeah. That Krumholtz fart probably really spun him for a loop.
but everybody's saying how great these movies are and how these directors are like these are their best works, and it's the worst work of both of them, I think, or maybe not the worst. What was that? The original Genie from Aladdin movie that Christopher Nolan did. Robin Williams movie that.
Insomniac.
Insomnia. I think that this was better than Insomnia.
The original Genie from Aladdin movie.
Yep, that was a bad way to describe
Robin Williams. Yeah.
But I couldn't come up with his name off the top of my head.
Mork?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, I went with the original. I was going to say the Genie from Aladdin, and then I thought
Will Smith.
and then I thought, wait a second, there were two of those.
Not to be confused with Genie of Hobie.
No.
They spell it completely different.
Well, I have some Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream to try. I've had it before, and it's maybe my least favorite soft drink of all time. And I accidentally bought this, so I'm going to pawn it off on you guys to try.
Well, I appreciate you not hanging on to this for the upcoming ice cream challenge that's going to be forced upon us by that one guy,
Doug.
Ape Hands,
Can't give yourself a nickname.
7.
Chili Billy,
The Delivery Man.
the Postman,
Dad.
Doug.
Okay,
Beaver
let's
Hands.
So we're doing shots?
Yep.
We're doing shots of soda. So here we go. Well, it doesn't look like Mountain Dew.
Yep, not any better.
Ugh. That's bad.
It's
I've
better
tasted
than
worse.
it's
Yeah.
better than regular Mountain Dew.
Well, this is Dr. Pepper.
Oh, why did you told me it was Mountain Dew earlier?
That would be weird if...
Well, my glasses are off, so I can't read that. Which I was confused because it was a dark color. I'm like, it's not the Mountain. When we were driving over here, you said Mountain Dew.
But you repeated, I don't like regular Dr. Pepper, and I was confused.
Okay, I heard Mountain Dew.
You heard Dr. Pepper and thought Mountain Dew.
My brain is not working today.
It's not bad.
It's not.
It
terrible,
tastes kind of
but
like rotten or something. There's something,
Yep.
there's an off-putting taste to it.
I'll put it this way: it's better than Mountain Dew.
I disagree.
I disagree as well.
I would actually rather have Mountain Dew as well. As I would probably rather listen to Radiohead than drink that too.
I would definitely drink this over listening to Radiohead.
Well, you win the rest of the bottle. Congratulations.
I'm sure anybody wants some more of it. You know,
No. Absolutely not.
The first bottle I got, I tried it, and I'm like, oh, this is horrible. Maybe it was just something I had and I'd eaten right before and tried it again. I'm like, nope. And I dumped it out.
well, we also have what we were told we must eat: these plantain chips,
Made with sea salt.
as opposed to other salt.
River salt.
Or plantains, I guess.
And that's the only ingredient: sea salt. It is only sea salt.
I prefer it made with pond salt.
Ooh. Maybe bay salt.
You went all in on that.
I didn't mean to grab that many, but
Greek salt.
I was kind of already in there. So, like,
It was like the goldfish commercial. Can I get a handful?
Okay, so these do look like a very thinly sliced plantain.
I'm not sure I've ever eaten a plantain. I've had bananas.
Yeah, well, they're a lot starchier than bananas and not as sweet.
I've had plantain like fries.
Both of those things make it sound worse than bananas.
Oh, I like bananas more than I like plantains, yes.
Okay.
It's more in lines of it is more potato-y in flavor.
Yeah, it's used, I think, culinary closer to a potato than a banana.
tastes like a potato.
Other than a hint of salt, I'm really getting no flavor.
Yep. Yep.
Other than starch. And not enough sea salt.
It's better than the Dr. Pepper.
Yes.
Maybe I'll try a bigger piece, but I'm inclined to agree. Although the aftertaste, there's a little bit of almost banana in the aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
Which is bad. Don't get me wrong, that's very bad. Almost banana is worse than banana flavor.
Now, do you prefer real bananas or the artificial banana flavor that banana flavored candy comes in?
Real bananas.
Okay.
I don't like anything banana flavored. I will take the bananas out of the runts.
Ooh.
Now, that is a pretty wild thing to do.
That's crazy, man.
I will not. I cried once when my mom made me banana pudding
Wow.
because I was
I'm
looking
leaving.
forward to pudding,
I'm leaving.
and then it was banana pudding.
Banana pudding is excellent with Neller wafers.
Because it actually, sometimes it has real bananas in it.
Yeah, that's how my grandma always made it. She made the pudding, and then she alternated the wafers and real banana slices on top. It was delightful. I miss it.
So this year, with the not winning a Hobie, you win banana pudding. Not winning a floppy, you get banana pudding.
If I don't win a floppy, but I win banana pudding, that's even better. That's a bigger win for me.
How about if I win vanilla pudding and you win a flopping, we trade?
That would be banana pudding. We're not giving you vanilla pudding.
That's
I
what I
wouldn't be very excited about vanilla pudding.
I like vanilla pudding.
I'm not saying that I don't dislike it.
I meant to say banana pudding, but yes, even vanilla pudding I like.
I'll consider that.
Okay, are they exchangeable floppies?
No,
For banana pudding?
no.
Yeah, I think there is a non-exchangeable. I mean, if you get your hands on it, you can say I have one, but it hasn't been earned, so it doesn't go in the history books.
I feel I have like 3 or 4 in this house.
Yeah, but they're not yours. I mean, your wife has a couple. Your stepson has at least one.
Yeah.
Heck, even your son might have one. I don't know.
Not yet, but I think he's favored to win some this year.
Yeah, I have seen some early tallies, and it looks like he's got a chance.
He's got a chance at that Morris of the Year award.
Yeah.
I think Gotham won that last year.
Gotham has like 37 floppies.
And Gotham's been off the air for 4 years, or 6 years, or however many years it's been.
I think Gotham Knights is going to take some home this year.
Did that come out?
Gotham Knights?
Yeah.
Yeah, one and done. One season and done.
Uh-huh.
It's already.
I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah, they. It was apparently very bad.
What service was that on?
The CW.
Okay. So
But they canceled everything.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
CW just
did.
it wasn't it just wasn't that good.
Yeah, I thought the CW was disappearing, but apparently that's not the case. They just canceled everything.
Yeah.
They're going to be showing some wrestling.
Yeah, they signed a
XFL
deal.
or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. They're going for the reality TV
Yeah, they're doing
angle now.
I think they signed a deal with WWE for their NXT brand.
Yeah.
So how many more years is live TV going to exist? I think we're in the
Broadcast?
final throw. Yeah.
There's really no need for it. Well, I shouldn't say that because it for emergency purposes, it's a way of reaching people.
I feel that they could
Can't
still
get-
do that with streaming there.
But there's still people don't have that connection to their home. It's the older people or what.
Well, yeah.
But they have that access now through cell phones. When you get your Amber Alerts and stuff like that, you can nationally do
But
alerts.
The people that still want to watch broadcast TV might not even have cell phones. Or they do what I do and turn off Amber Alerts.
I heard a fantastic Amber Alert joke today.
Okay.
Are you getting suspended for this?
I don't think so.
I mean, if I haven't heard it yet, it can't be that bad.
I'll probably offend everyone in this room. So, did you guys know that Amber Alerts go out to Android phone users first before they go to iPhones?
No, I did not. Why is that?
Because they want to give the kidnappers a jump.
I don't get it.
I think it's somehow making fun of Android users.
I forgot
Yes.
that much, but
They're usually the ones that kidnap people. They're giving them a heads up so they can get a jump on.
There are more Android users in this country than iPhone users.
I did
You
know
think
that.
it's warm enough outside that if I crack the window, we could hear crickets?
possibly. Or Alexa, play cricket noises.
Okay, here's cricket noises.
Well, I guess joke is on us.
Alexa, volume 10.
Oh, no.
All right, all that for cricket noises.
Alexa, volume 3.
I don't know what was worse, the joke or us trying to get cricket noises.
The cricket noise is probably worse, but yeah,
Well,
for sure.
I think we went through a lot of effort, and I think that will be a highlight of this show. Remember that podcast that we listened to where they spent like 2 minutes trying to get cricket noises on Alexa?
Oh, that's some good podcasting
I mean,
right
I
there.
could edit that out so the cricket noises just come straight away. Ooh, I need to add cricket noises onto the thing so I
Edit.
can miss it.
Edit. What
I
is
just said this was the best.
cinema guys.
I just said that was the best part of the show.
I'm Brad.
So are you adding it?
No, Jim said cinema guys, so I had to hit the I'm Brad button.
I heard a rumor that the cinema guys might be finished up with summer break.
Ooh, and it's only November.
We'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic about that.
If you guys, if any of our listeners haven't listened to the Cinema Guys, you can go over to them and look up, listen to some of their stuff on their page.
Yeah.
They're pretty much found pretty much the same place as we are.
Pretty much all the great podcatchers out there. I think that's the phrase they use. I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
Yeah, I think so.
Is he the guy a couple years ago who was spectacularly good at interviewing people at the Comic-Con or the Comic Expo?
The last 2 years, he's been really good.
Well, I wasn't there this year, but the year before, he just absolutely nailed. I think it was the one of the animated one. The people were out there, and he just absolutely nailed that interview. And he hadn't seen the show. I'm
I think
not
that might have
explaining.
been Justin.
Yes.
Yes, he is part of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Oh, I knew
Yeah,
who
he
he was
had the-
talking
the-
about. That's
Oh,
Justin
okay.
from the Cinema Guys.
but yes, that was.
You know, Brad is a pretty good interviewer, too.
Yeah.
He did one as well, but
If anyone caught that Richard Dreyfuss panel that Brad did, top notch. Brad's a pro for that one. He'll always have my respect for that.
Brad knows how to talk about civility.
He sure does. Not to take anything else away from it, but Brad did also give me a Richard Dreyfuss coloring book at the expo this year.
Nice.
So
We're expecting to get some nicely colored pictures so we can hang up in the
Bob Studio.
Bob Studio.
yeah, maybe for Christmas that's what I'm giving you guys.
Ooh, a nice Jaws one would be nice.
Yeah,
Or a Mr. Holland's Opus.
so they're pictures of Richard Dreyfuss, not a coloring book that Richard Dreyfuss once owned and colored.
no, it isn't Richard Dreyfuss's coloring book. It's a coloring book about Richard Dreyfuss.
Okay.
It was John Voight's car, though.
But he spelled his name with an H.
Oh, John Voight is a great dentist. Ooh, I have some updated movie results, box office results here.
Oh, yes. Let's get those.
Number 5 this week. We've already hit on that. Killers of the Flower Moon.
Only number 5.
Weekend gross. This is the weekend gross.
Oh, yeah, that's what we usually read.
4.5 million on a total of 59.9 in 4 weeks.
It is a brutally long movie, too. It's like 4 hours long.
That sounds very long. Do they have an intermission?
They do not have an intermission.
Ooh, that's evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, when we had that Civil War movie when we were at the theater, they at least had an intermission for that. I forget which one was that Gettysburg?
Gettysburg.
Okay.
Did we have that, or was that before? That seems like it was before our time.
Was that one of the ones where you had like it was like 5 VHS tapes for the one movie?
Probably, but at the theater we didn't have VHS tapes. We actually had film.
What's that?
It's before my time, so I don't.
And it was so big, I think it barely fit on the platter that we had.
When most of them, it takes up like a third of the platter.
Most 5 to 6 reel film would take up the majority, but then this was like a 9 or 10 reel film, and I think it was too big for the rings, the elastic rings that we put around the big films, that we had to just put the little sticky pads all around it.
Okay, number 4, Priscilla.
I did just see that, which was
Hey, you doing, Priscilla? I'm Elvis.
it made Elvis to be a very bad, very, very bad man.
I'm a very bad man.
Priscilla did 4.7 million this weekend, a total of 12.6 in 3 weeks of release.
What was the budget on that?
I don't have budget lists here.
I'm going to say, somebody please tell me my Elvis was better than anything Jason has ever done as far as...
I was just hoping that you took none of us making fun of you as acceptance.
I mean, I did it right because during the impression, I said who I was doing the impression of. So I figured...
And fun fact about Priscilla, it was directed by the person who did the worst acting in any film ever.
Sofia Coppola.
Yeah.
She may have single-handedly ruined Godfather 3.
Yes.
But she's probably one of the greatest directors of her generation. At the same time, like Lost in Translation.
Love that movie. I think that might be
absolutely spectacular.
I think that might be the only movie of hers I've seen. So
Marie Antoinette.
I have not seen it.
Virgin Suicides.
I have not seen it.
Priscilla.
I have not seen that.
And another movie that I hadn't seen that I just realized when I was looking up movies that she directed.
Let's see. What did she? Let's go see what she directed.
No. We can go through the
and
other.
I also have not seen Godfather 3 to know how terrible she is at acting.
It is absolutely spectacular how bad she is.
But then again, I've only just recently, like I guess a year ago, saw Godfather 2.
There was,
and I heard the story that her dad put her in, and she's like, "No, I don't want to do this. I'm not good at acting."
It was supposed to be Winona Ryder, and for some reason she had to drop out at the last minute. So instead of going through and casting somebody else, he just made his daughter do it. Yeah. As far as I know, I could be wrong, but until proven wrong, I'm right.
She was spectacularly bad.
Let's see. Other movies she did. There was Marie Antoinette. Somewhere from 2010. The Bling Ring from 2013.
Okay,
I heard of it, but I can't remember what that was
a recent one I hadn't seen.
La Traviata, 2017.
Is that a short?
No, that's 2 hours and 21 minutes. I'm ignoring the shorts. The Beguiled in 2017.
2 movies in 2017.
On the Rocks in 2020.
Oh, is that the one with Arthur?
Arthur 2? Yes. No, I don't think Arthur 2 On the Rocks came out in 2020.
It was another Bill Murray movie.
Was that the Apple movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the Apple movie.
Yep.
I wouldn't know what that is since I'm an Android user.
But you've seen Ted Lasso.
I have.
So, you know what Apple's all about.
Okay,
I watched it on my Android device.
Ooh. Somewhere, something got twisted in the
You probably
universes.
didn't see the real Ted Lasso. Oh, he was watching Lead Tasso
Lead
the whole
Tasso
time.
the whole
Oh,
time.
Lead Tasso.
There was a lot of porn in it.
I'm sure Blake watched it. Okay, number 3. 5 weeks in release, made $6 million this week, a total of $173 million. Ooh. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour.
Bum, bum, bum. Taylor Swift.
A bunch of people are saying that is like the go-to for concert tours.
It could be. Hi, Tristan.
Hello, Tristan.
Hello, Tristan.
Hi. And number 2, 3 weeks since release, making $9 million, a total of $127 million. 5 Nights at Freddy's.
I have not seen that, but I still think the Nicolas Cage one's probably better.
Yeah, but this one has Matthew Lillard.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
watched
know
about
that.
a half hour of it and then got bored and turned it off.
I heard it was terrible
Yeah,
by someone whose opinion I don't know if that matters to me, but I heard it was terrible.
I saw an article actually about that today with Matthew Lillard where it said he was afraid that his franchise career had ended until Five Nights at Freddy came around.
Oh, because what franchise is he?
Scooby-Doo.
He did 2 Scooby-Doo movies. He was in Scream, but only the first one.
Again, just the headline. Didn't read the article 'cause I don't really.
The franchise of SLC Punk.
Yes.
Oh, wasn't he in that one Angelina Hackers? He was in Hackers.
Yeah, maybe.
One person and the 5 of us has seen it.
I would
Five
like-
Nights at Freddy's.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying Tristan needs to come over and give us his review of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
All right, here's Tristan with his review of Five
Hello.
Nights at Freddy's. Hello.
Best stepson here ever.
Ever.
Just keep that in mind.
You got the floppy for it.
Yeah, it's true.
Of 2022,
Isn't it 21?
was it?
I don't know. But anyway,
One of
so
those years.
The FNAF movie, just real quick, is a horrible horror movie. But if you're a big fan of the FNAF series, it's great.
Horrible horror movie, but great if you like the video game.
Okay. I got nothing from that.
Yes. Well, thank you for the.
Do you like the
review
video
there,
game,
Tristan.
Brian?
I didn't even know it was a video game.
Okay, then you probably won't like it.
Cool. I will skip it.
Brian, this was based off of a video game
I did not know that.
for children.
The only thing I did know about that was like they have toys, action figures, and things. Like my nephew was when he was young, he liked that, but he never wanted the video game, so I didn't know it was a video game.
Gotcha.
And number 1 at the box office this week, and its first week release, $46 million, total of $46 million, The Marvels.
46 million is the worst
Marvel
MCU movie.
Opening. Wow.
Opening.
I
MCU.
was
I think Marvel's had other bad movies.
Yeah. MCU. Yeah.
But the MCU.
The Eternal. It did worse than the
It
Eternals.
did worse than the Eternals in its opening weekend.
The Eternals was bad.
I liked the Eternals. I did. I'm sorry. I liked it.
And there are...
I thought Chloe Zhao did a good job in it.
I liked the
Or
Eternals,
directing it, I should say.
but a lot of people didn't know the stories. Or they...
I didn't know the stories. There was, comic book lore. I never followed that team. I knew, I think, 2 of the characters who were in more of the comic books and the Avengers and whatnot, but I liked it.
Okay, coming out this week, we have The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Yep.
Coriolanus Snow mentors and develops feelings for the female District 12 tribute during the 10th Hunger Game.
Oh, I didn't realize. District 12.
Which one is Katniss from?
12.
Okay.
So he's getting his start at District 12 or whatnot. Is he from 12 originally?
Watch the movie and find out.
Oh, man.
Read the book. Probably find out.
They're sucking me in.
Or ask Dr.
Dana.
You could do that too.
Or I can ask Bing.
Okay, next coming out, we have
That seems like a cheaty way around it. Why not ask people that you know?
We have Do Not Disturb.
Because Bing is on my phone.
Do Not Disturb. Love is all-consuming in this narcotic nightmare crafted by writer-director John Ainsley. Do Not Disturb is a psychedelic exploration of love, lost, and carnal desire.
So, porn?
It's like a slasher porn, it looks like.
Oh.
So
There's not enough
So, a
of those.
snuff film?
Stuff film. Blake will watch it and give us a result.
A review.
Yes. Okay, next we have Next Goal Wins.
Oh, I want to see this one.
The story of the infamously terrible American Samoa soccer team known for a brutal 2001 FIFA match when they lost 31-0. Yeah.
Infamously?
Yes.
Oh, that's not even Jason saying infamously.
Somebody has to do it if Jason's not here.
They're more than famous. They're infamous.
And then we have Trolls Band Together.
Oh,
Poppy discovers the Branch was once part of a boy band, Brozone, with his brothers Floyd, John Dory, Spruce, and Clay. When Floyd is kidnapped, Branch and Poppy embark on a journey to reunite his two other brothers and rescue Floyd.
I remember back when Trolls was the only movie released in theaters during the pandemic.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, because that was like the only movie being
When we watched the Oscars, we were like, is it all going to be Trolls?
Well, Onward was released the week before everything was shut down, which probably lost everything to Trolls.
So just January, February, March movies.
But Onward was also released on streaming, too.
The what?
Onward was released on streaming, too.
Oh, eventually, but I mean, it was... They brought it on streaming pretty much quickly after the pandemic began, but...
I don't think either one of them won animated film that
I
year.
don't think they did.
The final movie we have here coming out is Thanksgiving. After a Black Friday riot ends in tragedy, a mysterious Thanksgiving-inspired killer terrorizes Plymouth, Massachusetts, the birthplace of the infamous holiday.
Wow, was this the day of infamousness?
Thanksgiving doesn't have that many movies.
No, it doesn't.
Does Planes, Trains, and Automobiles count as a Thanksgiving movie?
I think it does. I think Jason ran a poll, and it was the #1 Thanksgiving movie.
What else do we have?
I don't. I know Home for the Holidays is a Thanksgiving movie.
I would have guessed Christmas on that one.
It was Thanksgiving. That was the holiday they were going home for. I guess God, I'm trying to remember who was in that now. Robert Downey Jr. was before Iron Man, and
Danny DeVito's and everything.
was it Holly Hunter in Home for the Holidays?
Ooh, we have a list of 31.
Ooh,
there's actually 60, but here's a list of 31.
Well, we're going to just ignore the other 29.
31. A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
That's not a movie.
Jinx.
The New World.
I don't. Is that Thanksgiving? Isn't that the Columbus-y?
It's deeply romantic. John Smith and Pocahontas.
That's not Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The Ice Storm. That was on Jason's list. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Knives Out.
That's a Thanksgiving movie?
It was released during Thanksgiving.
Well, so we're just listing movies released on Thanksgiving?
The family was together.
Well,
Did it
not
happen
explicitly
that
set during Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
It's fall. Close enough is what they said in this article.
A fall movie is a Thanksgiving
Home for the
movie.
Holidays.
Oh, that was... I figured that would be much higher on the list.
That's going 6 is... This is worst. The best of worst.
Oh, best to worst. Okay.
The Oath. Ike Barinholtz and Tiffany Haddish.
Oh,
That's relatively new, I'm guessing, by actors, but I don't know it.
Krisha.
That sounds like a horror movie.
I'm not sure anything about it.
I've never heard of that.
Nope.
Midsummer.
Was that Thanksgiving? I didn't watch it.
I would not have guessed anything about Thanksgiving with Midsummer. It was like a cult movie, and
Didn't it take
seems
place
to
during
take
the
place
summer?
in the midsummer in Sweden or something.
Ari Aster's Daylight Pagan Horror Fest Midsummer is actually a great Thanksgiving film while the festival takes place in Scandinavia. And during summer, the outcomes are pretty much the same as North America's animal history.
Addams Family Values.
Two cultures meet, bread is broken, and mass violence ensues.
If that's Thanksgiving.
They have the Thanksgiving play. That's the climax of it.
It is. That's on the list. But
Okay.
next is Grumpy Old Men.
Okay. I just know, looking at those movies, I can't remember which one was which, but they seem to always take place in the winter.
Hoo-ah.
But it's not something that makes me think of Thanksgiving.
Paul Blart, Mall Cop. That's a Black Friday film.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay, I'll give it. And it's such a good movie, and that the main actor, he's so great. What's his name?
Kevin James.
Kevin James. He's one of my favorite actors.
He
like
is
almost
one
as
of
good
mine.
as Monique and
Big news that I did share with the group, but Kevin James has a new comedy special coming out this winter.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that on Amazon.
All right.
Okay, then we have What's Cooking, a 2000 comedy drama.
Was
Kira
it?
Cedric, Dennis Haysbert, Juliana Margulies, Joan Chen, and Alfred Woodard.
Wasn't Son-in-Law a Thanksgiving movie?
Oh, Pauly Shore.
Well, that's probably not on the list.
That's probably not in the top 31, but that might have been
I
Thanksgiving.
think it was.
Sweet November.
Ooh.
Well, November's in the title, so
That was pretty depressing. That is Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron. That was a cancer, I think.
I didn't see it, so
I don't remember. It didn't stick with me.
Avalon.
And I thought that would have been about King Arthur.
It's about tracks riffs over generations of immigrants in a touching way. It also includes simple yet perfect Thanksgiving line, "You cut the turkey without me."
You cut the turkey without me.
Hannah and her sisters.
Well, it's more than just Thanksgiving.
It's bookended by two Thanksgiving dinners.
Okay.
Beginning
and ends at Thanksgiving. Okay. I'll give them that one.
Okay.
You've Got Mail. That just says it's vaguely Thanksgiving related.
It's, I think
They're being very generous with their Thanksgiving movies.
well,
here.
the world has been generous with their Christmas movies.
Yeah, this one's Pieces of April.
Well, that's because her name was April.
Yeah, it's Katie Holmes. Chicken Run.
Wouldn't that be Turkey Run if it was Thanksgiving? No.
The Last Waltz.
I remember really liking Chicken Run.
I never saw Chicken Run.
I think it was like a Stalag 13 remake or something.
Okay.
13 might not be the right number, but the Stalag movie,
Oh, yeah. Wasn't Stalag 13 the one from...
like it's a World War II
Yeah,
concentration camp thing.
yeah, but I would say it was 13. Wasn't it the one from Hogan's Heroes?
It could be.
I said The Last Waltz. I'm like, that's the movie. That's the concert movie by the band.
Yeah.
But it was filmed on Thanksgiving.
Oh. This is our Thanksgiving concert, everybody. We're the band.
Son-in-Law is on the list, right ahead of Addams Family Values.
Ahead of? Ooh, they put Son-in-Law over Addams Family Values.
I cannot disprove that theory. It's been too long since I've seen Son-in-Law.
I'm guessing this is a horror film. Thanksgiving.
Well,
The House of Yes.
nope.
No.
That's a Parker Posey film, so it's an indie project.
Parker Posey wasn't the best movie ever.
She was in Grease 2.
No, she's in Josie and the Pussycats. It's the best movie ever. They said so in the movie.
She may have been in Babe the Pig as well.
I don't think she was in.
We got Free Birds. That's the Owen Wilson led animated film about turkeys.
About turkeys.
One True Thing. Meryl Streep and Renee Zellweger. Again, another cancer film.
Lots of cancer on Thanksgiving.
Turkey Hollow.
That sounds like another horror movie.
That's the Jim Henson Company partner with Lifetime to create a new Thanksgiving film about two children who embark on a search for a local legend in the town of Turkey Hollow.
I thought it was a Sleepy Hollow ripoff.
You should find one and do one of those things where we have to guess the plot of it.
We would have failed miserably on Turkey Hollow.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
It would have been a headless turkey that went through the town that couldn't cross the bridge.
Oh, and by the way, the second drink of that Dr. Pepper was pretty bad.
I imagine it being warm helps substantially.
Probably.
Brian, what do you have over there?
I have some Dungeons and Dragons Mad Libs.
Oh, my favorite part. We haven't done it in a couple of weeks.
We have not. I need a writing utensil.
Oh.
Beautiful. I got one.
There's plenty of pencils over here. I know where your son hides the pencils.
There's some good filth down here.
All right. Jim, start us off with an adjective.
Happy.
Happy.
All right, Scab Jason, I need a plural noun.
Anuses.
Oh, boy. Would that be ani?
Anuses.
I'm not sure.
All right, Jeff, I need a part of the body. Boy, a little.
Part of the body what?
Just part of the body. Sorry. I was just saying we were a little bit ahead of our time there.
Oh, yeah, we were. Urethra.
Ooh, all right. All right, Jim, I need a
That
noun.
sounds like a singer.
A
Urethra
a noun.
Franklin.
I'll try to go a little bit different.
Then another body part?
Yes. I will go roof.
Roof. All
It's
right.
on fire.
All right, Scab Jason, I need an adverb.
Happily.
Oh, we got a happy and happily now. All right.
All right, Jeff,
Infamously.
I need an adjective.
Infamous.
In or im?
In.
Infamous.
Infamous.
Got it. All right, Jim, I'm going to need another noun.
Oh, I get lots of nouns. I will go with cat.
On a hot tin roof.
I already said roof.
Oh.
And no one said hot.
All right. Scab Jason, I need a type of liquid.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper.
Bleh.
All right, Jeff, I need a verb.
Propagate.
All right, Jim, I need another noun.
Another noun.
Jim gets the nouns.
So has this happened before on the podcast?
I'll go
Mad Lib?
cookie.
Yes. Well, you would know if you listened.
I would, but I don't.
All right, Scab Jason, I need an adjective.
Texan.
Texan. Ooh. All right, Jeff, I need an occupation.
This is great podcasting.
Texan.
Podcaster.
You can make money doing that?
Apparently somebody did.
I'm going to look into that. All right, Jim, I'm going to need you to finish it off with an adjective.
What?
Not a noun, I know.
Not a noun. An adjective. Ugly.
All right. So this is a, is it 9:29?
It. 9:27. Oh, our phones are too early.
My phone was too early. Oh,
Jeez.
I said it wrong.
All right, so this is a Bard's Tale Mad Lib. Adventures not for the happy of heart, as my traveling anuses may say, but my urethra is just a roof of art, and is happily led astray. You see, I met this infamous lass. She was quite a cat indeed. So I poured some strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper into her glass and pled, "Propagate away with me." A cookie smashed into the back of my head, and my Texan companions came to life. The town podcaster cried, "You're dead." For the lass was his ugly wife.
Now we need to sing it.
Okay.
I don't have the words. It's Adventures not for the happy of heart, as my traveling anuses may say. But my urethra is just a roof of art and happily led astray. You see, I met this infamous lass. She was quite a cat indeed. So I poured some strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper into her glass and pled propagate away with me. A cookie smashed into the back of my head and my Texan companions came to life. The town podcaster cried, "You're dead," for the lass was his ugly wife.
His ugly wife.
His ugly wife.
That's
For
the way.
alas, it was his ugly wife.
Doo-doop, boop, 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 boop. That was actually fun. I hope people enjoyed that. I did. If you did not enjoy that, I'm sure there's some Radiohead somewhere.
Just as good as Radiohead.
I mean, I liked both differently.
So, are we? Anybody got anything else before we move into top 5 territory?
I did have the one article that I meant
Do
to
it.
bring up earlier was about the John Cena movie Coyote vs. Acme that got shelved.
Oh yeah.
If I was Jason right now, I would just say, "I will talk about that next week." But Brian, go ahead.
But we're talking about it now.
But I got to find it now.
Is this going to be better or worse than the Rocky movies, do you think?
Yeah, we
Well,
will not know
we'll
because
never
they
know.
shelved it. They're not going to produce it.
Oh,
They're not going
produce.
to release it.
But if you had to imagine it, do you think it would be better or worse?
Well,
While he's finding the article.
you said Rocky movies, plural?
What is the best Rocky movie? Is it 1 or 4?
Rocky won.
One up. That button was pushed. Thank you. Rocky 1 was the best Rocky movie.
It won Best Picture.
And I'm not sure it should have, but it should have won Best Screenplay. According to my professor.
I heard somewhere it was the best screenplay ever.
That's what I heard too.
Okay, Brian, what's the article say?
Oh, I've turned my microphone off. I'm not participating any longer.
Well, but I just said Rocky was the best Rocky movie. I agreed with you on that.
So, John Cena was supposed to be in Coyote versus Acme film. It was an HBO Max film prior to being thought as a theatrical release. So this was almost a year after they shelved Batman. Batgirl, sorry. They no longer plan to release Coyote vs. Acme live-action CG animation hybrid that completed principal photography last year in New Mexico. 3 years, they were lucky enough to make a movie about Wile E. Coyote, and now it's being shelved. The feature comes out to where it cost them $72 million to make.
I wish I could just put $72 million on the shelf.
Had key Warner Brothers talent involved in front and behind the scenes. It stars John Cena. Let's see. DC Studios co-head James Gunn produced the feature and worked on the story. They're intent on staying in business with the filmmaker and are developing a project at a sister movie arm, New Line Cinema. With the relaunch of Warner Brothers Pictures Animation in June, the studio has shifted its global strategy to focus on theatrical releases. With the new direction, we have made the difficult decision not to move forward with Coyote versus Acme.
Is it
Sure,
really?
there's a joke somewhere about the Acme products never working and then this, but I can't come up with it.
There's a joke somewhere. Well, that just reminded me of the one bit on Community when they were saying stuff, and Troy was like, "There's a joke in here somewhere," and then just pulled out his notebook, and then the whole scene went on, and then somebody at the end is like, "Is this a joke?" He's like, "No, but this is." Don't try the crab dip.
This is now the third shelved project for Warner Brothers after they shelved $90 million Batgirl project and the $40 million animated feature Scoob, Holiday Haunt, as a tax write-down. It says that Discovery CEO
So they're just stealing money from Americans here.
Yeah, exactly. There is a big take on these companies that do these multi-million-dollar things shouldn't be able to take losses on it because they don't release them.
Right.
They should be released to be able to take the loss.
Yes.
Should be part of the
Matter of fact, they'll lose more releasing it. They're not going to make back if the movies are as bad as they think they are. They're not going to make back the amount of money it takes to actually ship these things out and go forward with the release.
In better news, though, it said the studios did at least give the filmmakers advance notice of their decision.
At least they advance notice. Yay!
Oh, hey guys!
Before they made the decision, they got the notice.
Hey guys, you know how your movie is supposed to come out next month? Well, it's not.
Yeah. Hey, John. So you know Coyote vs. Acme?
Yeah, I love doing that film.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cancel that press tour we had scheduled.
So
for
it actually exists. It's just not being released.
Yeah,
it's finished.
They finished it last year, and they're just. Same with Batgirl. It's finished, and it's just going to sit on a shelf somewhere.
Oh, I got to talk to Jason and get him to put out a poll of the week on Twitter about
X.
Which of these unreleased movies do you think would be the best?
Yeah.
And put in Coyote versus Acme,
Batgirl,
Scoob,
Holiday Haunt,
and The Day the Clown Cried.
It just boggles my mind that like you went through the work, you did it, and then
and to release it streaming, it can't cost them anything, right?
There should be zero cost.
But they might make money back that they feel that it's better them to take a loss and get the money on their taxes that America pays for then.
And this way, anybody who watches it, they would probably owe the actors money because people watched it.
Yeah, so that's
the Animaniacs are going to be very disappointed in their parent company.
I think you're right.
So does Cena not
dead.
get paid for that? Like, well,
he'll get paid, but he won't get any royalties.
Royalties,
there's
nothing on the back end or anything. But
the last episode of the Animaniacs, they killed them off, Jeff.
I missed that one.
I don't think
was it Acme that did it.
It was Asteroid.
Oh, it could have been. They came back 2 years ago, was it?
It wasn't Pinky in the Brain.
He might have been behind the asteroid. I don't remember. But I will say I don't think it really would have bothered the Animaniacs because they had pay-for-play contracts.
Oh.
It's in the theme song.
So Jen saw a movie this week that she's completely obsessed with and says is her favorite movie of all time, called Birdemic. And it was. I saw most of it. I fell asleep before the end, but it was so campy. It was almost good.
Oh, I heard
it was so bad.
I heard there. I haven't seen it or this other one, but I heard there was a debate between which is the better terrible movie between Birdemic and The Room. She was reading online reviews of it, and all of them were glowing reviews, which made it all the funnier. But the birds themselves, they were all CGI, and it was just a picture of a bird, and it would move up and down. His wings wouldn't move. And then they would hit it with coat hangers because that was the only thing, I guess, that that they had that they could use as a weapon. But it was the parts that I saw were spectacular, and the acting was sufficiently terrible, and it is well worth a watch, even though I missed the end. I think I'll pass. I never really enjoyed bad movies, even if they're supposed to be bad. The campiness, I'm
not sure this was supposed to be bad. Just like The Room probably wasn't supposed to be bad.
They had birds that flew without flapping their wings, and it wasn't supposed to be bad.
I think he tried. I think the director really tried.
Oh.
It was some Vietnamese guy that I never heard of as the director, and he made 2 sequels. It was that popular.
Well, when it only cost you $75 to make the movie.
I think it was like a $10,000 budget or something like that. And I think it's streaming on one of the big streaming things, like Max or something. But
Yeah, Max. They'll show Birdemic, but they won't
but
show,
they won't show
Coyote versus Acme or Batgirl. Okay, I guess top 5.
Do we have top 5 music this week?
Oh, that's right. I forget. I forgot we get the music here. Sorry, that was a little loud.
Aw.
Top 5.
It's like Jason's here. Top 5 is top 5 extinct animals.
Top 5 extinct animals. This was
not necessarily favorite or least favorite.
It doesn't say, just top 5 extinct.
Your
the
5.
top 5.
This was suggested by Scab Jason today.
All right, Scab Jason, then you start us off.
My first one is the Carolina parakeet. And I only said that because I was looking through extinct animals and I saw that the Carolina parakeet, the very last one, was at the Cincinnati Zoo, which is near where I live.
Wow. I'm going to go with my number 5, the passenger pigeon.
That was my number 1.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And where was the last one of those?
The last one of those died at the Cincinnati Zoo.
And I actually saw its dead body. That's the only extinct animal, the last one of which I've seen the dead body.
They actually show the dead body?
They used to. I think they moved it to the Smithsonian, but probably 5 years ago they had it in the passenger pigeon thing at the Cincinnati Zoo.
They had it stuffed.
I know that they have a statue for it. I've seen the statue, and that's why I like it, just because...
Oh, I assume the statue... they actually had
I assume they bronzed it.
They actually had the stuffed one inside the building.
Well, I have not seen that one.
It's not. I think it's in the Smithsonian now, but...
I did not mean to take your number 1, but...
Put it on the board.
The passenger pigeon is my number 5.
My number 5 would be the Labrador duck.
I like the name of it.
I love the name of that.
Yes.
I was actually thinking of that one, but
That's just an honorable mention.
What
Now it
does
is.
it? Does it retrieve things?
No, it's not a retriever. Not everything from Labrador is a retriever.
it's a duck from Labrador.
Yes.
I didn't know Labrador was a place.
Yes.
I would have guessed color.
It was a maritime duck that nested off the islands of the shore of Labrador.
Where is Labrador?
Canada. It's part of the Newfoundland and Labrador province. It is the island part.
It's Newfoundland province.
No, it's Newfoundland and Labrador.
Well, I clearly did not know that.
Okay, my number 5, I'll do Steller's sea cow.
I don't know anything about it, but sea cows are one of my favorite animals of all time.
What is a Labrador sea cow?
Steller's
Steller's.
sea cow. Not everything here is Labrador.
It's just a version of a manatee that is no longer around.
Have you all seen my manatee impersonation? It's not going to go over well on a podcast since manatees are pretty quiet.
I will describe what you're doing.
Okay. Well, let me get ready here.
He is getting ready here. Shaking his arms, getting ready. He looks like he's just floating dead in the water. Wait, he's slowly moving to the side. Oh, he's slowly moving back the other way. Almost no movement at all.
This is podcasting at its best.
That is my impression of a manatee.
That wasn't bad.
It's amazing to me that we don't get paid for this. It really is.
I mean, the money should just start flowing in now, right?
Yeah. What's your number 4, Jim?
My number 4 is the quagga. It's an extinct subspecies of the plain zebras.
Oh, I was thinking of something else when you said quagga.
It was hunted to extinction in the late 19th century.
I like that.
Do you think the hunter who killed the last one gets bonus points?
No.
If something gets hunted to extinction,
I think the person who kills the last one owes a penalty. You want to be the second to last one.
They say the last one died. It was
at the Cincinnati Zoo.
no, died on August 12th, 1883.
I don't think the zoo was open then.
It was 1873.
Okay. But it was
I
closed
wrote
the
2
day.
books about that.
It was closed the day that the quokka died. That's what I meant.
It was probably a Sunday, wasn't it?
Whew! I got out of that one. Okay, Brian, you're number 4.
My number 4 would be the Pinta Island tortoise. And it is a very recently extinct animal, thank you to the humankind of our planet.
Was that one of the Galapagos turtles?
Yes. Yep. The last purebred Pinta Island tortoise, known as Lonesome George, died in 2015 at the age of 100 in captivity.
I wasn't loving your choice until you said that the last one was named Lonesome George, and that's now should be on my list.
Oh, Lonesome George died?
Yeah, in 2015.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Breath of silence.
I don't think we did a breath of silence for Lonesome George. So.
That was during the podcast.
We might have talked about it. Podcast started in 2014. Maybe we did talk about it, and I forget. We'll have to go back and check.
Archivist.
Get on it, Doug.
Oh, is it my turn?
It is your turn, Jeff.
My number 4 is the saber-toothed tiger.
Yep.
It's Q, and I like the fact that the Nashville Predators use it as their mascot / logo.
Yes.
Did Jeremy Irons play him in Ice Age?
No. He might have played some other, but the main one was done by, what's his name? The asshole.
Jeremy.
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary. ASSHOLE.
Yeah.
That sounds more likely.
Yes. And my number 3, I'm going with the... Oh, it's your turn. I'm skipping you.
Oh, it's your turn.
Well, my number 4 is the giant sloth. Not because sloths are hilarious to begin with. So a giant one sounds extra hilarious.
Wasn't that John Leguizamo in Ice Age?
It could have been.
I think it was Jeremy Irons.
It could have been Jeremy Irons.
Same person, isn't it?
I thought so.
Now I want to see John Leguizamo play Alfred the Butler.
In Ice Age. My number 3 is the dodo bird.
That is my number 3.
I heard you start saying it.
You did.
So it's changed from my number 2 to my number 3.
Oh, you
took my number 1.
You heard the and you're like, that's it. He's saying dodo.
Because I'm not sure if it's true, but I heard that it went extinct because it was dumb.
It went extinct. Well, it grew up in an area where it had no predators. Then humans found the island, and it just walked around, and they were easy to kill, and they were just killed. And according to what we do in the shadows, it was a very tasty bird. and Nandor, when he had a genie, wished it to come back so he could have it for his wedding feast. And I think at that time I didn't realize how big the dodo was. You see pictures, and I just assumed it was small, but it
was 2 feet.
Maybe 2 feet, 2.5 feet, or something. I always pictured it as kiwi sized, but it was.
I kind of pictured kiwis being about this big as well, or about. I'm holding my hands out at about 1.5 feet tall.
Well, the dodo would come up to your thigh. Maybe its head might even hit just below around butt sized or whatnot, according to what we do in the shadows anyway, because they brought one back.
That's how I always pictured it.
Okay, I always pictured it smaller.
I feel the cartoons were pretty clear on that.
I don't remember a dodo in a cartoon.
I
I remember a roadrunner, and they're bigger in the cartoons than they are in real life.
What was trying to kill the Roadrunner?
I don't know. I think it got canceled. So anyway, my number 3 was the dodo.
My number 3 would be the Caspian tiger.
I take it it's a tiger from near the Caspian Sea.
was that one that they always show on Facebook. This is the last known picture of the Caspian tiger, where it just has a tiger walking along the.
Well, if they said of the Caspian tiger, then I assume it would be.
I would imagine.
My memory is very bad. It was some kind of tiger.
There are commercials talking about how some type of tiger is close to extinction, but it was not.
So did this go extinct in like the 1920s?
2003.
The last Caspian tiger was believed to have been killed in 1970.
They were declared extinct in 2003.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then it's probably not the one I was thinking of.
No, I'm thinking those might even just be Bengal tigers in the ad for don't let this animal go extinct.
I mean, the Caspian looks very similar to the Bengal, only it's just massively larger.
Oh, larger.
Yes.
Was it larger than the Siberian?
Probably pretty close because it was
yeah.
in Caspian and then all the way through China.
Yeah.
Did it have long teeth in the front?
No, those are saber-toothed.
Yes, those were the saber tooth. Yes.
I'm going to go to another Australian bird,
Oh, no.
the moa.
I didn't know they were extinct.
Yes. They grew to be about 12 feet.
Those are large.
But people are trying to bring them back.
Like Jurassic Park style, bring
Yes.
them back? They found DNA somewhere?
They have DNA of it, so.
Didn't we have 6 movies to tell you not to do that?
Okay, then my number 2. I'll go. How do you pronounce this? The Baiji, Baiji, or the Yangtze River dolphin.
Oh, those went extinct just recently, didn't they?
Last 150 years.
Oh, that's not just recent.
I'm trying to get a date on it.
I thought something in the Yangtze River was close to extinction. So I thought maybe it was that.
It is. That doesn't tell me the year. Okay. That was my number 2.
Anything special about that dolphin versus other dolphins?
No.
The other dolphins still exist.
Yes.
That one is extinct.
It's river dolphins.
It's a river dolphin in China. Because most dolphins aren't in the rivers.
Nor are they in China. Although most people are in China.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's something like they built the huge dam over there, the Three Rivers or the Three Gorges Dam or something, and I think that like killed a bunch of. I didn't know if that was when
They built the dam out of the dolphins?
Yes, that is how they became extinct.
All right. My number 2 is going to be the Barbary lion. Again, one of the...
That's the one that I was talking about, the picture.
Oh, okay. Not the Caspian tiger, but the Barbary lion.
I think so.
Yes. Again, one of the largest lion subspecies.
Isn't that the one they would bring to the Roman Colosseum to eat Christians?
The largest of all lion subspecies was one of the lion subspecies that were brought to the Roman Colosseum.
Thanks, Alexa.
Alexa just repeated what Jeff said.
But she made it sound more official. So I'm buying it at this point.
I want to figure out how to do that to get Alexa to repeat me so it sounds official.
It just happened.
Well, but I don't know how.
Well, maybe you were right.
Oh, so when I'm right, Alexa will verify it?
Yes.
Oh, that's the only time I was right tonight then. Except for maybe crickets.
Apparently you weren't about Radiohead.
I'm not sure about the Colosseum factoid.
Alexa has verified
just
it.
verified it.
She
I heard
repeated it. She repeated what you said. She didn't verify shit.
She verified it. Alexa would never lie.
Alexa, would you lie?
Would I Lie by Face to Face on Amazon Music.
See, she'd have a song. Why would I lie? Okay, Jeff, what's your number 2?
Oh, we're back to me?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were going the other way. God, I'm so confused now. I Hobie'd my number 2. I picked the Western Black Rhino and the Northern White Rhino. They have recently become extinct in the wild.
Yes.
Although I guess there might be some still in captivity, but in the wild they're gone. And the rhinos are beautiful creatures.
Unicorns.
I thought they still had black rhinos in.
Oh,
captivity.
there's other black rhinos, but the Western black rhino and the southern white rhinos were once thought to be extinct, but now they thrive in protected sanctuaries. But
Nice.
the northern white rhino is extinct in the wild. Go ahead.
My number 2 is the Stegosaurus.
That is a good dinosaur.
And it's got the I like the far side where
The
they have
Thagomizer.
the Thagomizer.
That is the official name of its tail weapon.
Because of a Far Side cartoon.
Is my favorite Far Side cartoon of all. The Thagomizer, named so because of Thag Simmons.
And it didn't have a name, so they went and named it the Thagomizer.
Like, that sounds good to us.
Was watching a game show, and I can't remember which one, like a trivia show, and they were asking about that, like the weapon on the Stegosaurus, and I think they were just looking for like spikes. I think I want to say it was Mastermind, because it was one where where they write down the answer in secret, and they just tell you if you were right or not. So I didn't know, because I would have said the Thagomizer.
And you would have been right.
Yeah. And I was
And
like,
I would have been angry if other people just put spikes.
I would have been angry. But yeah, they said the weapon at the end of the tail was Stegosaurus. And I'm like, it's the Thagomizer. And I thought that's what they were going for. And they said spikes.
Well, my number 1's the passenger pigeon.
Oh, your number 1, yeah. Because you got to see it, the last one.
I did.
Okay, Jeff, what's your number 1?
Let me see here. I gotta pull that up here. I should have had this ready to go, but I'm bad and didn't. No, I can't find where I had it.
Can you give us a hint?
Hold on.
It's somewhere
it
on my phone.
Is it a bug?
It is not a bug.
Is it a bird?
It is. Here we go. It is the Dimetrodon.
So it's a gem.
No. It is as it turns out, it is not actually a dinosaur, but it is the dinosaur with the big sail.
Oh, the
fin.
sail. Okay.
The sail fin dinosaur.
That's always been one of my favorites.
That's my it was my favorite dinosaur until like last year. I found out it's considered not a dinosaur these days. So I don't know what the discrepancies are between dinosaurs and what this is, but it's old and fossilized and has a sail on its back and looks cool.
What makes it a dinosaur is it ends with Osaurus.
And this ends with Odon.
Exactly.
Is that right, Alexa?
I turned down the volume because it was playing a song.
I thought you just stopped it. I didn't know you turned the volume down.
Still playing the song.
Never mind.
Alexa, stop.
So, Brian, what's your number 1?
My number 1 would be one of the 9 subspecies of the Megalosaurus. Just kidding.
The Meg.
No, let's see what. It is a species of a Megaloceros, the Irish elk.
The Irish elk is a Megalosaurus?
Yes.
I did not know that.
So that counts as a dinosaur.
Been extinct for a little over 7,700 years.
Okay. I bet the meat tasted good, though.
That is why it went extinct.
Irish food, though, they use a lot of spices and put it in a lot of potatoes and onions. And
It went extinct before the Irish even had potatoes.
Yes.
Potatoes.
I don't know a lot about Irish history either.
Potatoes come from South America. So until the Europeans knew about the Americas, they didn't have potatoes.
I see.
Or apparently tomatoes. So all that potato and tomatoes you get in Italian cooking is relatively new.
Okay. My number one, I think it had to be number one because it is the first
extinct animal
species to become extinct twice.
Ooh.
The Pyrenean ibex.
Yes.
They brought it back?
They brought it back. It was became extinct very recently in 2000. They were very abundant with a population of 50,000, but this dropped to about 100 in the 1990s. Scientists cloned a Pyrenean ibex, making it the first species to become no longer extinct, but the baby died shortly after birth due to lung problems.
Oh. They shouldn't have cloned one that had lung problems.
The Pyrenean ibex was one of 4 subspecies of ibex, and its extinction was due to disease and poaching.
Well, disease is a tough one to try and bring them back from if they are susceptible already.
They just should stop smoking.
Oh. Well, what are they, in a Thanksgiving movie?
Did anyone have any honorable mentions?
Oh, I didn't. I made 5.
I also had exactly 5.
The woolly mammoth.
That's always I thought for sure somebody was going to say that.
The aurochs.
Actually, over the mammoth, I would go with the mastodon. Those are cooler than the mammoths.
The golden toad.
Woolly mammoth has a better name than mastodon.
But mastodons are cooler. And the heavy metal band Mastodon is cooler than the heavy metal band Woolly Mammoth.
I'm going to have to disagree with that. And I think Radiohead is better than both of them.
You don't even know what any of their music sounds like.
Is Woolly Mammoth really a band?
I don't know if Mammoth is. Mammoth was the original name of Van Halen, or one of the names of Van Halen, and is now the name of Wolfgang Van Halen's his solo project is Mammoth WVH.
Is Wolfgang Van Halen a cloning effort between Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and Eddie Van Halen?
If you think cloning being a kid.
Yeah. If you say, Valerie Bertinelli and Eddie Van Halen had a son and named him Wolfgang, then yes, if that's cloning.
Oh, my last several mentioned the dire wolf. The last ones were seen on television.
In King's Landing?
No, it's outside King's Landing. They beheaded one outside the towers.
The last one was seen in the north, north of the wall.
Yeah, it ran away. Well, that was what
Ghost.
Oh, and then there's one still roaming. There's one room to still be roaming the.
Nymeria is still roaming somewhere, leading a pack, but they didn't show her in the show. Just had to read about her in the books.
I don't feel that they're officially extinct then.
Well, it says they're extinct. Well,
the real direwolves are the ones from this fictional world we're talking about.
I think if you name your direwolf Shaggy Dog, it should probably become extinct.
Yeah.
But not, I already forget the name of the turtle.
Lonesome George?
Lonesome George. That was a spectacular name for any animal.
Well, especially when you're the last of your kind.
Exactly.
I'm sad now.
Yeah.
I'm sad for Lonesome George.
I'm sad for a lot of these because most of these have went extinct due to hunting or people just being dicks.
Not
except for the
Stegosaurus.
dinosaurs that we
the
talked
dinosaurs.
about.
Yeah, sure. But, I mean, like, a lot of the rhinoceroses and, elephants and things that are getting close it's just trophy hunting.
Well, actually, no, the dinosaurs, I think they were around the same time as people were. I saw that at the
Creation
Museum.
Oh, I mean, I've seen the Flintstones, so I mean that tracks.
They just didn't make the Ark.
Yeah. A little too big for the Ark.
I don't know.
They had a separate Ark that sunk.
They put all the dinosaurs on one ark, and that sunk.
Ooh.
It burned down, fell over, and sunk into the swamp.
So that's what's in Kentucky.
And that was what, like Foa took care of that one. Noah's twin brother.
Foa.
With a PH.
All right.
Bad idea of the week.
Oh, we have bad idea of the week, and we have titles for the show.
Well, I'll say bad idea of the week number 16.
Ooh.
Going to Texas and growing a hat out of your head.
I don't know. Is that a bad idea?
I think I look damn good
Then
in a
nope,
cowboy
that's
hat.
not it.
I was going to say hunting an animal to extinction.
Yeah, I think that would be.
Yeah. That's a terrible idea. Don't do it.
It is.
He's 16. I might be 10.
It could be higher. I just
Somehow the top 5 went real dark.
Thanks, Jeff.
Mine were
I mean,
cute.
Scab Jason.
I just wanted to talk about the dead pigeon.
I'm pretty sure that's because of George Costanza. He was running them over in New York.
That's the second Seinfeld reference this show.
It is.
I missed the first one, or I don't remember.
John Voight's car.
Oh God, yeah, that's right.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Oh, the third one. Okay, titles for the show. I didn't write any down.
I didn't write any down. I didn't get a pen until like an hour and a half in.
So, Jeff, what did you write down?
Ruiner of relationships.
That was Jason is the
ruiner of relationships.
Boxing movies better than Rocky.
And Brian's turning off his microphone.
Not to be confused with Genie of Hobie. Apparently very bad. I don't remember what.
I don't know how many people would click on that one if they were looking for a new.
Apparently very bad.
Apparently it's very bad.
What is apparently very bad?
Just as good as Radiohead.
No,
that ain't
that is not going to happen.
Yes, that's how they became extinct, Jeff. Thagomizer. Or just spikes. And a separate arc.
And then I wrote down Cookie smashed into the back of his head. That was my favorite line from the, from the song.
And it was better sung.
Because
normally no one ever says that.
Because I have a great voice, as we all found out today.
And what was the great advice Dad gave you about singing?
If you can't sing good, sing loud.
So, are we decided on boxing movies better than Rocky?
Nope.
Jason is the ruiner of relationships.
I mean, that's really the only surefire way that I think that he would listen.
And we don't want him to listen.
Right.
So, cookies to the back of the head or whatever?
A cookie smashed into the back of his head.
A cookie smashed at the back of my head.
Back of my head.
A cookie smashed into the back of my head.
Ooh. I mean, we are an Oreo podcast, so that does track.
And we didn't even eat any cookies. We've
got cookies.
We have fortune cookies.
We've got fortune cookies here.
Let's end this with fortune cookies.
There we go.
Jeff gets none.
Well, we only have 2 fortune cookies. So, all right. Loudly opening the plastic packaging. All right. I got my half of cookie. So
I got an empty half of a cookie.
does this mean we share a fortune here, Brian?
There's two of them. There are two fortunes in my cookie.
In this cookie. Oh, me and Brian are sharing our fortune. What is it, Brian?
All right. Jeff and mine fortune says, "It is always darkest before dawn."
Isn't that just a song lyric?
That's just a statement. It's not a fortune.
Mine says, "How about another fortune?"
Turn it over.
No, and the other fortune was there.
Oh, there is another one on the back. Not to alter one's faults is to be faulty indeed.
That's also not a fortune.
Nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance in bed.
Oh, you added the in bed. What?
Again, none of those are fortunes. My microphone keeps cutting out.
It is.
Because you keep turning it off.
Well, stop talking shit about Rocky.
Name of the podcast, Stop Talking Shit About Rocky.
I don't think we're allowed to use shit in the title of podcasts.
That also might get Jason's attention and want him to listen. We could just title it Frank Grillo.
Jason won't listen then.
Frank Grillo from Frankie Productions.
Join us on this episode of Hobie as we welcome in our guest, Frank Grillo from Frankie Productions.
An hour and 40 minutes of I'm Megan.
Paul Blart's Thanksgiving movie.
Paul Blart is a Thanksgiving movie.
If Die Hard is a Christmas movie, Paul Blart is a Thanksgiving movie.
It's kind of long.
That's what she said.
I don't think she said that.
Then it's got to go with the cookie smashed in the back of my head.
Cookie smashed in the back of my head.
Cookie in the back of my head.
Cookie in the back of my head.
Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
From Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. Not so bad, there's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
You are listening to a Hobie.